In this module, we are looking at how to create connection with your cover letter content. The learning objectives are: understand how to target your cover letter and why. Take away a simple formula for the content of your cover letter. Know what professional tone is and apply it to your writing. Because your cover letter is your introduction to an employer, and because first impressions count, you should take great care to write a letter that targets an employer and is specific to their job description. Most employers expect to see that you have taken the time to create a letter for the job that they posted. If a cover letter reads as generic, or worse, as something that was created for a different company and job, they will immediately put it into the recycle bin. Remember that your cover letter not only tells of your accomplishments, but it also will reveal how effectively you can communicate. Please note that short sentences and clear sentences are more favorable over long sentences that don't make sense or are grammatically incorrect. Always keep it simple. Before you begin writing, you'll need to ask yourself a couple of questions. Who is my audience? Who do I want to keep interested in reading this cover letter? You also want to ask yourself, what is the purpose of your cover letter? So your audience is the potential employer, and the purpose is to actually get you an interview. So it's to keep your reader interested enough to want to meet you. Let's go over the sections of a cover letter and how they can help you create a connection with a potential employer. Use the same heading as your resume for a complete marketing package. This is called building a brand. Address your cover letter to a person. Use their name whenever you can at the top of the letter. If you can't find out the person's name, then use Dear Hiring Manager. This is better than To Whom It May Concern. Using Hiring Manager shows that you care who reads your letter. For the introduction, use an interesting opening to capture the employer's attention. There are many cover letters that start out with the word "I am interested in this position because," or "I'm so excited to apply for this job," or "I saw your ad on," and for your employer or your reader, this isn't very interesting for them, so you want to start with something a little bit different. Focus on them. Do research on the organization and express your interest in the organization, the industry, or the position. Make sure to show why you want this position. It might take a bit of contemplation to figure out an interesting reason as to why you want this job. A good contemplative practice is to ask some deeper inquiring questions of yourself and your motives. Start with the question, why do I want this job? Maybe your first answer is to get some experience. This is a legitimate reason, but it isn't very interesting for the employer to read. Everyone wants experience. So then ask, why do I want experience in this field? Maybe your answer is, I love studying relevant topics in school, and I'm eager to see what happens in the world of work. This is getting a little more interesting, but still dig a little deeper. So then ask yourself, what does your being eager to work in this field offer to your potential employer? Marry your response together with your passion for studying. This would get most people interested in reading on into your cover letter. So your introduction needs to not just show your interest in the company, but also link it to why an employer would be interested in you. Everyone wants experience. To be competitive, you need to link your desire for experience to their needs and interests. Also make sure to research the company and look at their mission or values. See if there's any overlap in your values. This might also be an interesting way to start a cover letter. For the body of your cover letter, develop the link between your skills, knowledge, attributes, to the requirements and qualifications on the job description. So use your skills graph here. In 1 or 2 paragraphs, highlight 2 to 3 skills from the job description, and then use specific examples from your experience to demonstrate how you've developed or acquired these skills. Remember, keep your sentences simple. Clear language is best for your reader. However, when you are writing out your examples in the body of your cover letter, you need to go into detail. you can use the STAR or CAR approach. Let's look at an example. For the CAR approach, first explain the context. For example, when I was working on a group project for Business 300, I took the lead in community outreach. This is the context. Then describe the action you took. I emailed 12 different organizations to survey interest in social media marketing. That is the action. Then include the result. The project helped 6 of the organizations expand their reach into the community, and we all received a high grade. So again, the result kind of shows how far your efforts went and demonstrates that you actually have the skill. Always keep in mind your audience. If you are not making the effort to link your skills and experience to the employer's needs expressed on the job description, your reader will lose interest. For the conclusion, reiterate your interest in the position and emphasize how you are able to contribute to the organization. Focus on how you are a fit for this organization, job, or industry. Sum up what you are going to bring to them. When you are writing, especially as you research and reflect on your genuine interests in the job, the company, or the organization, you want to write with a professional tone. Showing some personality and remaining professional is a fine balance, but it is a good practice. So how do you strike the balance with being genuinely you and having a professional tone? Let's review. Professional writing does not include slang. For example, I am able to commute to various locations because I have a sweet ride. That would not be appropriate. You don't want to use contractions like don't, can't, shouldn't. You also don't want to use text message shorthand. Save that for your phone. You should address a person formally and avoid writing like you would to a friend. Read through these 2 introductions and choose which one you think is most appropriate for a cover letter. The second example is more professional and less friend-like. It creates a connection to the employer's needs. Professional writing always keeps in mind who the reader will be. Because your cover letter is a first impression, you need to proofread your cover letter carefully. Look through it a couple of times looking for spelling or grammar errors. Also ask your friends and family to read your cover letter. There is writing support through the Student Learning Commons, but similar to your co-op advisor and co-op coordinator, the staff and the peers at the Student Learning Commons will not edit or proofread your writing. They will help you develop your writing skills by identifying errors and offer you common strategies in how to overcome those errors. We understand that asking for help can be a struggle. Many cultures have an unspoken norm that asking for help is a sign of weakness. We all need help with something at some point. The real truth of it is that seeking help will actually make you stronger. It will give you the opportunity to hone your skills and make you more competitive over those that do not seek help. Open to the idea that the people who are there to help you will only guide you to being able to be a better writer over time. They are not there to judge or shame you. Remember to have patience as you develop your writing skills. For many people, in many places, this is a lifelong endeavor. So to recap, target your cover letter, make sure to ask yourself who your audience is, and then keep that connection through the entire writing process. Deconstruct the job description and use your skills graph and pick the most relevant skills that the employer would be interested in reading about. Do research and write a genuine connection that you would have with the company, organization, or the job. A simple formula you can apply to creating your content is, for the introduction, focus on them. For the body, focus is on you. For the conclusion, it's all about us. Remember to keep a professional tone. Avoid slang, don't use contractions, and use appropriate language and phrases for your reader.